Hey, fair enough. Okay. I can live with that. Alright. As soon as that's ready, we will go.
So should we talk about some pre-refs? Oh, perfect! I love
Take out
it.
the E in witches, and we're good
Yeah,
to go.
my name
Just
doesn't
do
have
it
an
like
E.
that. That's honestly perfect. That's so
Just-
good. Leave it in the default OBS font. That's perfect. I love it.
This is the best. I find it funnier that it's spelled wrong. I'm not gonna lie. There we go, it's better.
Alright, let's go.
Alright. This is
Alright, I'm in and you sold all the weapons and stuff?
Yep, we're ready to start a run. So,
Alright.
Time's gonna start when I press this button. I'm gonna count down from 3. Time starts on go. 3, 2, 1, go.
Hey, so this is Fire Emblem Warriors, the hottest speed game for the Nintendo Switch. Quick category definition, we are playing New Game Plus, which means we are exceedingly overpowered and exceedingly overleveled, so this game's really fun. We can use for New Game Plus any characters, any equipment, any loadouts, whatever we want to do this run. We just have to basically beat every mission in New Game, is kind of the rule. So this is the prologue. This is the best mission in the run because I don't have to do anything at all. So here, you can look at Lynn's character model.
Player 2's favorite mission.
This is Player 2's favorite mission. Did you know that Lynn owns? So, Fire Emblem Warriors. As the name implies, this is Dynasty Warriors with a Fire Emblem skin. So it's Dynasty Warriors. We're going to hack and slash our way through crowds of really underpowered enemies and just get a bunch of timeline crossover between characters from completely different Fire Emblem games.
Hi.
See this guy right here? This is Darius.
We don't like him.
We do not like Darius.
We'll
You'll
explain
find out
later.
why later.
We're here to sing.
So a lot of the speed tech in this game is based on what we call the dialogue queue. In Fire Emblem, in Warriors games, Muso games, dialogue and like on-screen text events kind of go in a queue and then go onto the screen one by one. So a lot of the time, 1-2 second time save in the run can result in 20 to 30 seconds of time save, because it means that we got something into the dialogue queue earlier than the next thing coming.
It also means occasionally we have to do things actively slower. So
Yeah, there's a couple of points in the run where we have to do things actually slower to stack the dialogue queue optimally. Dialogue queue manipulation is a big part of this run.
So is early game door running.
Yeah, early game door running is essential. The early game here is, for all intents and purposes, basically an auto-scroller. We just have to run from point A to point B, press the attack button on extremely underpowered enemies, and wait out the dialogue queue. So what's really cool about this game in co-op is that naturally we can multitask, which allows us to get things done faster, and like I said, with the dialogue queue kind of trickle effect, that's going to make the run a lot faster. We're the only current co-op New Game Plus runners, so our free world record, TM, because clearly we only ever started running this game to get a free world record on speedrun.com, is a 1:17:04. We actually found 25 seconds of time save before this run, so hey, maybe we can get another power-up with Pride World Record, because those seem to be very common.
Maybe, assuming that we actually do the rest of the run as good as we did that one time.
Yeah. Also, do you even have our route notes up?
No, we don't need them anymore. We're good.
Okay. I don't believe you.
We're good at this video game now. I don't need our notes.
Sure, little miss. Oops, I accidentally pressed up.
To be fair, it doesn't say to press down in the route notes.
That's fair. Alright, so coming up next is kind of our first real mission, where we're gonna do, like, co-op stuff. It's called Woodlands Encounter. And I think this is as good a time as any to explain the, 4 types of plots in Dynasty Warriors.
We've escaped the city. Let's go back in.
Yeah.
We're nearly
Something,
there.
something, Sonic Adventure joke. So there's like 4 plots in Dynasty Warriors crossover game missions. Plot number 1 is actually a bad guy, please defeat. Plot number 2 is good guys get brainwashed. Plot number 3, misunderstanding. And then plot number 4, which is what we're going to be doing next, is a test of strength administered by one of the good guys.
Also, there's plot number 5. Please stop the 2 good guys from fighting.
That is true, and we will see all 5 of these incredibly well-written, detailed plots throughout this game. As you all know, Dynasty Warriors games are known for their plots. That's just the strongest point in these games. Anyways, in this mission, Frederick is testing our strength to decide whether or not he'll join us. And in this mission, we actually get to split up for the first time in the run and accomplish 2 tasks at once. We're going to have to go north and go south. Although, fun fact, this split up doesn't actually save any time, because dialogue queue.
We also get to hear some proto-magical voice acting.
Oh yeah, this game has amazing voice acting, as you've probably already noticed.
Surrounding the area.
Grunt enemies in this game are really good at their jobs. Look at this sword guy. He's doing a great job fighting me right now.
Oh yeah, this is the mission where we like to goof off. They also don't really know how to use their weapons unless they're using an axe. We get to see some spear wielders in a bit try to use spears.
Yeah, it's pretty great.
Let's get started.
Oh, is this one actually going to attack me? Yes? No? Yes? No? 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 Okay. Okay, he's just going to stand there and look ready to attack. The grunts in this game are so great. Like, it's hilarious.
Hi, Grunty.
So now that we've taken out all of those enemies, from after going out this door, we are going to split up. I'm going to go south, she's going to go north. It doesn't make any difference at all because of the dialogue queue. Oh hey, it's a spear guy!
Spear guy! Hit me with your spear! Come on, you can do it, friend. Oh, the spear guy gave up.
Oh, 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 ah, no.
Oh,
Okay.
sorry,
We
spear
didn't
guy.
get any attacks, that's alright. So, I'm gonna head down this way.
By the way, a little small note. Enemies can drop items, so especially when it comes to health bar enemies. And items, it shows you all the items you got in the closing scroll.
Of like a mission, not of the game.
Yeah, of a mission. So it's slightly slower to get drops. So we'll never kill enemies unnecessarily because there's no
That's
reason
not
to.
true. We'll do it sometimes for fun.
Will we?
But it's like a tiny amount of frames if you get a different item. If you get repeat items, then it doesn't actually cost me. Whoa, I got hit!
It costs like about maybe a tenth of a second.
Alright,
if
let's
it's a
see this
weapon.
spear guy try to hit us.
Okay, get ready.
You can do it, buddy. You can do it. I believe
You
in
missed
you.
your line.
Crap! Oh, I was supposed to voice that. Owain is the Dark Swordsman, and why he's here to help is for him to know.
If you've played Fire Emblem Awakening or Fire Emblem Fates, you'll be very familiar with him.
Wow, this spear guy really didn't feel like trying, which is disappointing because it's really hilarious, honestly.
They use spears as clubs. They don't like poke. They like swing them overhead, but they're not doing it right now.
Yeah.
However, the greatest trial is still ahead of you.
Thanks, Frederick. Okay, so now we're gonna go beat up Frederick for making us waste our time on this dumb trial of strength. Hey, so wanna know a fun fact about Lynn here?
You might.
Lynn owns...
For the record, I did most of that this time.
Oh yeah, my fight was kind of sloppy. So then at the end of missions here, once the UI disappears, that means you're done, and you just kind of have to wait out the remaining dialogue.
You can skip the last thing where it says mission complete. So I mashed start through this entire thing, so that we skip it as fast as possible.
Yeah, it saves like 5 seconds if you skip them. And 5 seconds per mission adds up. Also, I guess I should talk about version difference. So this game came out on Switch and 3DS. I don't know anything about the 3DS
Put the flyers
version.
back in the party, Hex. Okay, Hex. Thank you, Hex. You're supposed to yell at me to do that, so I don't forget.
Look, it's your job to do the menuing. If you heck it up, that's not my fault, but yeah, put the flyers back in the party. So I don't know anything about the 3DS version, but for the Switch, you can get it in the cart and digital. Digital is like 5.5 minutes faster for story mode. All the loads are like twice as fast. And there's 2 loads per mission. So it adds up to about 5.5 minutes of loading, which is just hilarious. So this is Dragon Valley Table. We're gonna use flyers for the first time in this mission.
They knew.
Flyers new. Yeah.
They're weaker in combat, but they move faster.
So in these early missions, flyers are like essential.
Although there is a compromise between flyers and not flyers, and we'll get there eventually.
Will we?
Parrot.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. We'll get there. I guess one thing worth noting, now that you just saw it do it, is, yeah, you can switch characters in this game. That's one of, like, the Fire Emblem Warriors gimmicks. And frankly, it makes a Warriors game simply better if you can switch characters, so I wonder if they're going to start implementing that into the main series Musou games.
Now, as a disclaimer, I've played Hyrule Warriors, and I think one of the One Piece games, like, very briefly, I played a lot of Hyrule Warriors. You've played no Warriors games, so we're not experts.
I've played a teeny tiny bit of Hyrule Warriors.
We are not experts on this.
So once we go through this door, we're going to beat up Valadar.
We tried really hard to find a skip for this upcoming, like, mission, but we
yeah,
couldn't do it.
There's, like, a sub-mission that we have to sit through loading, but there's no way to skip it because of how... We've been slowly trying to kind of figuring out how the dialogue queue works and how certain things stack. The submission in this mission is kind of essential, like, the text on screen of the submission is what triggers this door to open, so you can't skip it. There's a couple spots in the run where we're actually able to, like, manipulate the dialogue queue in some way, besides just, you know, going fast. After this submission loads, we'll be able to go in here, and we're going to beat up Valadar.
It's literally the moment the submission starts, we can finish the real mission.
Yeah.
Bye, Valadar.
So yeah, that was Valadar. The fights in this game are really hard in New Game Plus, in case you haven't noticed yet.
We can't let them surround us. Let's wipe out those reinforcements.
Remember, take
I keep instinctually going to split at missions ends,
watch their weapons.
because I'm so used to it.
Yeah. So coming up next is the next mission. Thank you, Captain Obvious. Hero King of the Desert. We're gonna split up in this mission to destroy 2 magic pillars, and then we're gonna fight Marth.
Quote-unquote Marth.
Quote-unquote Marth, who's
Yep.
definitely not Lucina at all. And the thing with the Marth fight is, because we're a New Game Plus and we're ridiculously overpowered, we can actually kill Marth before there's, like, a cutscene that plays when you get to Marth, and it, like, it's all dramatic and stuff, I don't know. You can actually skip that cutscene by beating... Or you can't skip the cutscene. If you beat Marth before the cutscene ends, you skip a bunch of other dialogue that comes after the cutscene, and the mission just ends. So, it's like a 2-second difference in RTA, but it becomes like a 20-second difference because of the cutscene stack. This kind of trick was one of our first, I guess, like, dialogue queue manipulations, where it was very specific, we have to do this for the dialogue queue. So in this mission, I'm going to take Hinoka and go around to the west of the map, while Kaylee Hex is going to go up north. You just waved at a camera, that's not doing anything.
I did wave. It's true.
We're using a webcam as a microphone, but you can't actually see the webcam, so shrug.
Wall running!
So there's a really important trick in this stage, besides the Marth trick, wherein you can, by going fast enough, you can destroy these magic pillars before the cutscene for them loads, and you can get really far away from them before the thing.
Oh, I got pretty far.
That was pretty good.
That was pretty good.
You can get almost all the way off screen. So now that that one's broken, once the dialogue queue empties out here, I'll be able to move forward.
You may wonder how much getting far away from the pillar matters. And the answer is none at all, but it's a fun little game
It
to
is
play.
swag as heck. So it matters more than anything else in the run. You having fun getting lost in the sand?
I'm getting a little lost in the sand, but I do have a lot of time to get over because I'm waiting on you.
Yep. Yeah, so this mission is kind of... That was alright.
Mine was better.
There's a couple interesting glitches that we found so far with the camera. There's one that has to do with flight paths, which are paths that only flying units can go over, in case that wasn't clear. Where you can basically get the camera stuck and it won't follow your character across the flight path until you get across, and then it'll jump back. Unfortunately, we can't do that in the run, but it's pretty swag.
We also learned that when you're on a flight path, it delays the dialogue queue, so avoid going on a flight path while there's not a line already in progress.
Yeah, dialogue can't start while you're on flight paths, which is interesting. Alright, so this is Marth. We need to kill Marth as fast as possible. Luckily, with how powerful we are, it's pretty easy, and even if you have kind of a flubby fight, it's not too hard.
So long as Proto doesn't knock Marth away from me and fail to kill her.
Triangle! So yeah, there's the Marth cutscene, and then we're done. The mission ends right after that.
That cancels out everything on the dialogue queue besides
besides what is not canceled, which is what you're gonna see right now.
It cancels out all submission stuff and prior mission stuff, so it leaves everything relating to Lucina on the stack, but it gets everything else gone.
Yeah.
In a solo run, that's a lot harder to do.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hoard this treasure chest till the end of days.
Oh no, that was mine!
Come take it from me. I've got a sword.
Oh no, I'm allergic to swords.
I'm allergic to swords.
There's a lot of downtime between missions. So... yeah. So coming up next is the Dragon's Table here. We're returning to the Dragon Valley. In this mission, we're going to split up, go opposite paths on the map, because we have to take out a bunch of mages that are casting a Wall of Darkness, which is a repeating theme you're going to see throughout this game.
Fun fact, there's a little exploit with Wall of Darkness that we will try to do, but fail to do.
Remember to press down. So yeah, we're going to split up and take out some mages, and then we're going to go meet at the top of the map to fight Valadar again. And then, another really cool thing about this Warriors game and like its specific Fire Emblem gimmicks is that you can, hey, you didn't menu, Liana.
You just do it now.
You can menu other units to go places, which we don't use a lot in the run, because it's not always super useful, and AI is pretty bad at getting stuff done.
They also will never move at running pace. They will only ever move at walking pace.
Yeah. But you can use that to have NPCs be in a certain place when you need them, which is pretty neat. So we're going to put Liana back in the home base for something later.
So I actually take a bit of a longer route than I need to get to this mage here, because we need to kill 3 mages. That's because it opens away on the way back. If you were playing solo, you would just go straight to the mage. Now, Proto's going to try a little trick here that she will probably fail, because it's very
I'm just going to pump the dash button. When the Wall of Darkness despawns, if you kind of time the dash right, and there's no real way to time it. So I actually did it. If you notice, once the cutscene was gone, I was actually inside of the building already. With a rightly timed dash, you can get in kind of any number of spots. You can basically get a little bit of headway into the building that you're heading into. So now we wait. Robin is going to get brainwashed and start smacking people around in home base.
Robin will die in 2 seconds.
I'm here to help!
No, you're not.
Aww.
Now I run off into the sunset.
Come back!
Could he be possessed?
The mission started.
So now we're done with Valadar. So next up is Chapter 6, which is the first part of the next 3 missions, or the next 6 missions, rather, are in 2 sets of 3 that you kind of do in parallel, plot-wise. We're going to start with the top row, the Hoshiden missions, and then do the Norian missions. Coming up in Chapter 6 is one of the most important tricks in this entire run, where if we fuck this up, we lose an entire minute. It's called Sky Knight's Dialogue Buffer. We are going to buffer the dialogue queue, essentially, so that we can get some stuff done before a submission gets put in the dialogue queue. So as long as we get all the things done before that, we skip having to wait out the submission text to do the next part of the mission, and it's about a minute's worth of crap that we'd have to wait for. So by taking an extra fort along our way to doing what we need to do, which is to kill some Sky Knights, which is why it's called the Sky Knights Dialogue Buffer, basically, we give ourselves an extra couple seconds to make sure we can get our tasks done. And so long as we don't get, like, the world's worst AI RNG, we will be fine. Don't forget to press down.
I will not forget to press down. I was just thinking about that. Don't forget to press up.
Thank you.
So yeah, this trick can be kind of tough.
As long as we have, like, good movement and good menuing, we will be fine here.
Good to go. Ready.
Yes, it is a big loss if you make a mistake.
Yeah,
here.
so if you watch my screen, the bottom screen, you'll see what I'm gonna do to kind of buffer the dialogue queue.
Sure you want to skip?
Right, I have to press down twice if you go first.
Yeah.
Oh, she didn't Sky
So I'm gonna head up this way. Up in the center of the map where that down arrow is, that's a one-way ledge, and the Sky Knights are gonna come down from there. While I'm waiting for them, I'm gonna kill that fort captain, which adds that single line of dialogue to the dialogue queue there. The Hinoka sees mid-butt fort, lol, mid-butt. So that gives us enough time to get these Sky Knights down here and kill them before Rohan starts talking and being annoying and just being generally a jerk.
Very fortunately, one of those holds a key, because if it didn't hold the key, this trick wouldn't work.
Yeah,
But
the
we
key,
did it successfully.
The key adds another line of dialogue to the queue, and it works. So we were able to kill the Sky Knights fast enough that we didn't trigger a bunch of
Whew.
submission dialogue. You get, like, Rohan says something, and then, like, 4 characters talking, we're like, go take a fort! And it's like, thanks, needed that. But because we did that fast enough, we skipped all that, so we don't have to wait here that long. Now we're gonna go fight Hinoka, despite the fact that I am Hinoka, and I am gonna prove that I am the superior Hinoka.
But I have an axe, which is good against lances, so I will do more damage than you.
We need to get to Hinoka right away. She doesn't understand.
Yeah. So that was Hinoka.
Now.
Don't go over
By the
flight
way,
paths.
if you're that'll mess up the dialogue if you do that. I would also say don't go over the ledges because I think they serve the same function, although we haven't tested that.
I don't think they do. I'm almost tempted to find a flight path and do the camera glitch really quick, but I don't know where one that works
Don't
is
do it.
without going
We'll
through
leave-
another.
No.
If we have extra time, we can show off the camera glitch at the end of the run. It's kind of funny, because the camera just gets desynced with whoever does the glitch. Alright, so coming up next, Chapter 7, Hoshiden Prince. Remember to do your menuing here.
Yep.
We're gonna split up again. I'm gonna take the left side of the map. Hex is gonna take the right side. We're also gonna do quite a bit of character switching in this mission, so all 4 characters are gonna get used during this mission, which is pretty cool. This would be a really slow and really mediocre speed game without being able to menu and switch between units. It adds a lot of depth to this game, which is a lot of fun.
I wouldn't go quite that far, but it would definitely take a lot out of it.
Sure you want to skip?
So I'm gonna take Hinoka and go over this way to the left side of the map. Meanwhile, Hex is gonna take Camilla and go south.
Now, these are archers. It would be very bad if I got hit by them, because if you've ever played a Fire Emblem game, you would know the flight units are weak to archers.
That was
now,
Lucina in a wedding dress, by the way, which is easily the best part of this game.
Now, I can't actually take pretty much any damage from these units. I'm way stronger than them. But there is the small problem of, when you get hit, it shows this dramatic slowdown effect that affects both players. So it's very slow to be hit by an archer. And actually, one of the biggest risks of that happening is in...
At the end of this mission,
Yes.
the final boss of this mission, Takumi, is an archer. And I'm gonna get to that fight first with Hinoka.
It's a free, 5-second loss if she gets hit.
Yeah, because believe it or not, something called a slowdown is actually slow. So now we're kind of in round 2 of this mission. I'm gonna take Hinoka and take the left fort and the kind of central fort in the north section here. Meanwhile, Hex is gonna take Liana and go through kind of the right side path and take those 2 forts. I'm gonna get up to this gate here first. This is gonna open in a second, and Takumi's back here. So I'm gonna do what I can damage-wise to Takumi until Hex gets here. Hex is a walking unit, so she does a lot more damage. And like we said, I need to dodge Takumi's attacks, because arrows cause super dramatic slowdown.
Hey, okay. Although you can stun lock him after his first attack,
Yeah,
so he never
he gets his first attack off pretty much no matter what, but once one attack is in. And
Enemy forces. I must report
fights in this game are pretty easy, and they're really fast in New Game Plus, which is kind of nice, because watching the fights I don't feel like is that exciting. Watching health bars just drop is way more fun than watching slow fights. Coming up next is Chapter 8, High Prince Ryoma. So this is another mission where we're both going to be using multiple characters. This is one of the first missions where we discovered that it's actually faster to go slower. I'm going to go do kind of a set of tasks, and Hex is actually just going to wait. Because if she starts on the thing she would do, then it actually puts her stuff in the dialogue queue first, which ends up keeping us cutscene locked from completing the second half of the mission for an extra like 25, 30 seconds. I think it was actually more than that. So I'm going to take Lynn and do a couple things, while Hex is going to take Camilla and go wait until I accomplish the task I need to.
Yeah, it's a 35-second time loss if I mess up. And by mess up, I mean do something.
Yeah, it's pretty easy to not mess up, because you just have to not do.
What I am going to do is chase after Proto and scream, "Let me help."
Nice.
Because that's the way that I don't lose time.
So, I have Lynn. Lynn owns. You get to see just how much Lynn owns in a second here. Lynn's true weapon, the Soul Kati, the sword I'm using, has Draco Slayer, and these are dragons. So all of them die in a single hit.
Let me help.
Gatekeeper, please.
Alright, now that that's been taken care of and put on the dialogue queue, we can successfully go do the rest of the mission.
Yeah, we need to wait to kill these gatekeepers until after when the task, like on the mission is just called Meet Up with Ryoma. So we just have to defeat those wyverns and then leave Lynn there, although she kind of runs away, but like that doesn't matter. So we get that cutscene, and then this door will open in a second and allow us to do the rest of the mission.
And we get to meet, as Ali likes to call him, Samurai Guy, I love you.
A successful mission. The path opened.
So the front door is going to open, and then these side doors will open.
Yep, we would have been stuck sitting here for 30 seconds otherwise. Where's Fort Captain? I got a little locked on badly there.
Oh, it was a lock-on issue, not a spawn issue. Sometimes in co-op, enemies can just kind of not spawn in this game.
It doesn't happen super often in performance mode.
There's a performance mode versus quality mode setting in, you know, the settings. Performance mode helps, but it does happen sometimes. So we're going to take out this final fort, and that'll finish the mission, and then we can go hang out with Samurai Man.
There's also one place where it happens extremely consistently. Well, I mean, you say we can go hang out with Samurai Man, but we're about to go do the Nor missions. Don't worry, Ryoma. I, Camilla, have saved you.
Yeah.
That's funny if you've played Fire Emblem.
Here you go, Allie.
I think Allie might have gone to bed.
Yeah, she did. She'll watch this later. We'll hang out with her boy, Samurai Man. Look at this outfit. It's so extra. Like,
I believe Allie described it to me as SNK boss.
yeah, that sounds about right. What a gosh darn edgelord. So, next we're moving on to Chapter 9 and the Norian
And I
set
have to
of
be
missions.
very careful to menu differently to select a mission, or
Yes.
we'll lose time for the
Please
loading
don't
screen.
miss menu here. Because in pretty much every spot in the game, except for this set of missions, the cursor automatically advances to the next mission once you complete one. The exception being when you complete the final mission of one of these two sets of missions, it doesn't do anything because it doesn't really know what to do. So we have to menu backwards to Chapter 9. So Chapter 9, this is Camilla's chapter. Despite the fact that we already have Camilla in our party, this chapter is really, really, really hard.
Oh god, yeah, we're gonna need like some complete silence.
It's a good thing there's no one else commentating and there's no audience here, and we're just staring at a TV screen with OBS.
Well, I know we're not looking at a chat, but I want the chat to be completely still for this whole mission. I can't see you!
No, keep talking. Keep talking.
I can't
okay.
see you, but you're distracting me.
So yeah, this mission's pretty hard. Like, I'm gonna have to, like, take Camilla and do a thing, and then Hex is gonna have to take Liana and do, like,
Oh my
a
God.
different thing. It's super crazy.
It's too dangerous. Please wait inside the base. We'll know.
Okay, that's one. It's two. That's three.
The mission's started.
You did the thing.
I got all three Wyvern Riders before the Wyvern Rider quest started.
Yeah.
Protect the base.
Ah,
So
Okay.
by doing that, I'm able to get all the way over here once Hex has handled the Wyvern Riders, and that's going to unlock this door and allow us to fight Camilla. Our Camilla here has Draco Slayer, the Draco Slayer tag on her weapon, which means Dragon-type enemies die in like one hit. Camilla, as you can see, rides a dragon, so now she's dead.
One hit death.
The mission started.
She's scarier than Mother when she's angry. We must quickly. But
Good job.
No more fighting.
the point is that we already did it.
Yeah.
Way to go, Wayne.
As long as they
So as you can see, this is a misunderstanding type mission.
Almost all of these missions, or almost all of the Hoshido and Nor missions are misunderstanding. Except for the last. Oh, there's another mission type, Rescue. Well, I guess that falls under Bad Guy.
seem so
Yeah.
I'm so sorry for the misunderstanding.
Coming up next is Niles and Leo. This is the first mission that you're going to see another Fire Emblem Warriors exclusive gimmick called Pair Up, where you can basically take another player character with you. You can technically take an NPC too, but if you take a player character, they kind of combine and you can swap between the two of them at will.
Also as a note, that last mission only had us have three playable characters on the screen for some reason.
For some reason.
It's the only one in the late game or in the mid to late game like that. So I need to put Hinoka back in the party now.
Good job.
before
And then
anything
you
else.
take Hinoka in this mission, right?
After I kill Niles. I
Okay.
take Hinoka.
So I with Lynn, so that's Cordelia, who's not Hinoka.
Hinoka's better because she has some characters have unique weapons. It's not the same characters who have unique weapons in the game. Hinoka does not have a unique weapon, but they gave all of the Norian and Hoshidan royalty unique weapons for some reason.
Yeah.
Um,
Seem to be surrounded.
and those characters are strictly better because they have weapons.
Camilla. Hey, Camilla. Please. Thank you.
To be fair,
So I'm going to pair up Camilla, and then I can switch between Lynn and Camilla at will, which is going to be really useful in this mission, because we have to go through kind of, if you look at the southwest side of the map,
Niles did a bad thing.
we're going to have to go through just a long vertical stretch of land to get to the final fight of this story mission. So having Camilla here is going to be super helpful. So Hex handled the fight with Niles while I was just kind of getting my way over here, because it's rather slow.
To me and Elise.
But luckily there's enough dialogue queue time for her to get over here too.
Not to underestimate them.
Yep.
And then
If I take a flyer.
yeah.
That settles it. Send our forces. Tell them to be careful.
And so what I'll be able to do here is use Camilla's flying movement speed, but then as soon as we get to the fight at the end, I'll be able to switch to Lynn, and Lynn owns, so it'll be great.
Also, there's a small exploit.
Lynn, oh!
There's a small exploit we employ with flyers like that. So when a flyer is dashing, you can't actually switch. So you have to wait for the flyer to come to a complete stop like that before you're allowed to switch. But there's a small exploit where if you attack with a flyer first, it actually cancels that out instantly, so you can immediately switch.
Yeah, so you just do an attack and then switch to your fighting character. It's a really useful exploit, especially in some later missions where we end up switching back and forth quite a bit. Okay, so this is Crown Prince Xander. This is one of the hardest missions in the run.
This
We're gonna be
one's
splitting up-
genuinely hard.
Yeah,
we're
no,
not joking.
We're not
again.
joking this time. So we're gonna split up. I'm gonna take the left side of the map with Camilla. Hex is gonna take the right side with Hinoka. The right side is covered in like fog, as you can see on that map. So it's a huge pain, and you just have to have it memorized because the like in-game dialogue is gonna tell you find the fort to with the dragon vein to dispel the fog. We're not gonna do that because that's slow. So Hex is gonna be flying blind.
Sure you want to Sandy surround
Yep. This is really difficult because I can't see. Like, look at my screen. I can't tell where I'm going. It's very easy for me to get lost. There's
Yeah,
a lot
and
of
being on a flyer, her movement is very erratic.
yeah. Like, look how much just random terrain there is. It's I did that slightly sloppily, but I mostly did that first part okay.
So,
Not to mention, I need to now go fight a bunch of assault troop enemies in the fog. But fortunately, Lock-On's my friend here.
yeah, Lock-On helps a lot in this mission because Lock-On can find things. So hey, this fort captain didn't spawn for a second there.
Save him at all costs.
Like I said, that can happen in co-op. So then I'm going to kind of venture over this way to, I guess, kind of to Hex's side of the map.
Okay.
Because her tasks take a little bit longer, I'm
Actually,
gonna
this
go-
time they didn't.
Oh, okay,
Well,
well,
I'll just take out one of these health bar enemies.
Yeah.
If we don't take out at least one, they'll retake that fort. We need to have every fort for this mission.
yeah, for pretty much every mission, you need to take every fort and then do, like, the final boss fort.
That's not true.
That's not true, but for most missions, it's true. Especially for most of these missions. So then by defeating one enemy in that top fort, we ensure that that fort won't fall, and then we just have to wait here for this lovely family reunion.
We serve a king who wants to conquer the world for nothing but his own lust of power. We're a good
I
family.
like those results.
Camilla, Leo, and Elise are here to back us up. Now,
Now let's crush the Hoshidanami! This game has a serious case of dub voice, and it's kind of hilarious.
Norian troops are fighting.
We could put the game in Japanese, but that would be slower.
Yeah.
I spot enemy reinforcements.
So when you're not doing this co-op New Game
enemy reinforcements,
Plus,
eh? We must
you have to babysit those other forts a bit, because they can fall, and they will fall. But we do things so fast that they won't fall.
Yeah.
The mission's starting.
They'll get to at risk, but they'll never get even as low as at peril, which is the rank before just lost.
I'll stop you.
So that's our cue here, and this door will open, so we can kill this Falcon Knight, who has pledged to stop us.
Bye, Falcon.
That was kind of sloppy. but
Yeah.
It really doesn't make a difference, because dialogue queue anyways, like Camilla's gonna start talking, and stuff like that.
I mean, it matters to an extent.
Yeah.
If we had done it any slower, we would have lost time.
You're the ones who helped my family. Who are you?
Let me handle the introductions. We have lots of stuff to talk about.
Have fun in the fog.
God, you can't see anything.
No!
How do you do that mission?
Like blind.
Hey, remember to menu to the next mission. So the next mission coming up, called An Orchestrated Assault, is one of the missions that kind of inspired us to do this co-op, because this mission has basically, the map is divided into a Hoshidan side and a Yorian side, and you have to take forts on each side of the map kind of in sync. If you take too many forts on one side, the other side will win the battle that the two sides are having. So in co-op, this mission is super great, because you do the whole thing in very precise parallel, and it feels really cool. So I'm going to take the left, like the yellow fort side, and Hex is going to take the red side. We're going to use our flyers here, because this is another mission that has flyer-exclusive paths that you can open up with Dragon Veins, but Dragon Veins are really slow, because you have to stand there to activate one, and then, like...
There's a long cutscene. And by
Yeah.
long cutscene, I mean there's a very short cutscene, but it's still a cutscene.
Can't lose Ryoma or Zero. Let's hurry to the base.
Oh, come on, jerk. So that's flight path there.
We should capture the forts first. Right. The more forts we take, the more we can keep this battle under control.
Combat with Hinoka is kind of a pain, to be honest. She moves around so much, it's really quite annoying.
But
So then
she-
once we've done all that, we're just both going to end up waiting at gates here. Hex's gate will open first, pretty much every time.
I'm not sure why, even when Proto takes her forts faster, mine still opens first.
Yeah. Also, shoutouts to this this horse knight here, who's trying really, really hard.
I have one of those too.
They're trying really hard.
We're being attacked by Norians too?
Also, we're gonna go stop a war between Hoshido and Nor.
Yeah, I mean, that's what's going on in this mission. They just start fighting, and we're like, oh, no, you don't! So we win the war ourselves, and then are like, okay, you two, let's sit down and talk.
Take it back. Now.
The plot of this game is an excuse to have it like all Warriors games based on...
It's just like
Other
it's a
franchises.
time travel crossover plot. What do you expect?
It doesn't matter. Take them out.
So now Hex's gate will open any second.
Yep.
And
Now
then mine will
sometimes
open a bit
this
here.
this gatekeeper here has a habit of never spawning.
From behind. Launch an
And it's pretty much consistently replicatable that once my gate opens, her gatekeeper will spawn. Luckily, it doesn't really matter because, like, what's going to end up ending the mission anyways is my finish, because, like, because Hex has a head start, so the gatekeeper not spawning doesn't really make a difference.
Nope. It does spawn on rare occasion.
Yeah, we don't quite understand some of the logic of this game. There's This game has a really small but active and really nice community. Shoutouts to Avion and Alara, who are really great people, and they're a lot of fun to do speed game with.
Yep, you should run this game.
Yeah,
Person watching.
if you're looking for a cozy, like, hour to 2 hour speed game, this game's where it's
Also,
at.
you should donate to
I found a
Power Up
treasure
with
chest.
Powered Up with Pride.
Yeah, you should also do that.
I went over a place past, but it didn't matter because it was.
You
down
also
there.
said the name of the marathon wrong.
Powered Up with Pride.
There's no D. It's just Power Up.
Oh, my bad. Donate, please.
Yeah, the Sylvia Rivera Law Legal Project is a really great organization that, if you don't know, they're a queer-run and queer-focused legal organization that does law activism and law education. They have a big focus on prison justice and, like, low-income issues. So that's some really good stuff. You should donate. They're a really great organization, and we're, like, just shy of breaking our donation total from last year, halfway through this year's marathon.
Please, it would be really cool if we could hit 4,000 during this run.
That would be really awesome. I would be very happy. So, this mission is What Happened to Corin.
Whatever happened to Robot Core?
That joke's still not funny.
Someone watching will get it, and they'll appreciate it.
So this mission is kind of divided into two halves, the first half and the second half, if that makes any sense at all. If it doesn't, I have some questions for you. But basically, I'm going to end up taking both flyers in this mission. Hex is going to take both walkers.
I do very little in the first half.
Yeah. She takes that fort for me because she's closer to it, and then I run all the way over here with flyer speed and get going. Come on. I got armor broken. Oh my gosh. Please.
Armor broken's a status effect. It matters not at all.
It just ends up being slow if you get hit with an attack that armor breaks. So take that fort, and then we have to wait at this door. The speed at which you defeat that fort captain doesn't really matter, because the dialogue queue's going anyways.
You'll pay dearly for this, you disgrace.
The mission's starting. Change in plans.
Shoutouts to Camilla's thighs. I mean, what?
I didn't hear anything.
Nope.
Oh wait! Oh come on, Spear Guy! Spear Guy! Oh.
So then we're gonna go around this way, and once again, I'm moving way faster, but if my combat goes kind of sloppily, Hex may get to help.
Yeah, but if Proto doesn't make any mistakes, I won't get to help.
So far, so good.
Hell, even if Proto makes some mistakes, but no big ones, I still won't get to help.
I managed to separate the fort. Oh my god. Yago, you're a jerk.
I get to help! No, wait, no I don't.
Okay. So after Iago gets to half health, he disappears. And then we go wait over here to do part 2. I'm gonna take Hinoka. We have to take three forts and then fight Iago again.
She's gonna go take the one that's far away.
Because I have a flyer.
Yeah.
This was another spot where we tried to find a dialogue queue manipulation. Excuse me. Oh, I'm not running! It's called a tactical retreat, you fool! Look it up! That's easily the best dialogue line in the entire game. You should Google tactical retreat right now, by the way.
What happens when you Google tactical retreat?
I don't know. You probably learn about tactical retreats.
Oh, why did you tell people to Google tactical retreat?
Because they need to look it up.
Oh, I'm smart.
So we get some text here with about some sages casting lightning. There's nothing we can do to avoid this sage dialogue. We tried really hard.
There's also another submission that we tried to skip that we don't know how to.
So we're going to ignore those sages and instead fight these mages, which are totally different things, obviously.
Something's in our way.
Oh no, another wall of darkness.
I mean,
So we have to take out the 3 mages in these 3 forts.
Sage is an advanced class of mage in the games. Here's another wall of darkness, which gives... I think it only works with flyers. So,
It only works well with flyers, but runners can do it too.
yeah, I'm still gonna try. We're gonna see if we can get it. If we can get it on this one, it'd be nice because the camera will actually show it happening during the cutscene break.
Yeah.
Because it'll show the store opening.
Why is everyone
But
You know you don't need to be mashing right now. Like,
well, I'm gonna mash anyway. Because I have nothing else to do.
okay.
I've got the latest.
So we're just kind of waiting.
By the
Nothing-
way, this is a baddie mission and a brainwash mission.
Yeah, this is a 2-for-1 Dynasty Warriors plot special.
The mission's
Not that we ever saw the brainwash people.
a success.
Alright, let's see what happens.
Let's pass
See, there
You
we
got
go.
it. You got it.
You can just go through the wall of darkness casually, which is pretty great.
It saves a. It saves a. God damn it. Okay.
And we're done.
All things considered, that wasn't a bad Yago fight. Considering my movement, we still got him pretty fast.
Those who hurt my dearest Corin.
I was.
Hey Hex, guess what time it is?
Hey, remember when we said we hated Darius? Now Darius does betray you in the story later, so that's not why we hate Darius.
So the next mission is called Sieging the Citadel, and it is an escort mission. So as you can probably guess, we hate this mission with a burning passion.
I hate this mission with a burning passion.
She hates this mission especially because she ends up having to babysit Darius the whole time. I get to do some other stuff.
I get to do one thing before I babysit Darius. One run we lost because I accidentally cheated by subconsciously skipping this mission.
Yeah.
Good.
Alright, so yeah, this is Sieging the Citadel. So we have to take two forts in the north and south, and then a central fort. I'm going to handle the central fort and then go hang out in the south. Because of our spawns, I'm going to take the north fort. Hex is going to take the south fort.
Well, I'm gonna switch over to Hinoka and take the south fort because she's right there.
Yeah. Lynn owns.
And now that I've taken that fort, I get to do the rest of the mission, babysitting Darius while yelling at him to please move.
He just kind of doesn't move if there's enemies around him. It's really terrible.
He will attack any and all enemies near him, even the tiny ones. And sometimes he will attack no enemies. Sometimes he'll be surrounded by literally nothing, and he'll still attack something.
Yeah.
Later on, Proto's actually going to go stand in an opposite corner of the map for the sole purpose of lowering how many enemies will spawn near me.
Yeah,
So
I'm going to
they'll
go
spawn
to
near me.
another kind of enemy spawn hotspot, and that's going to lower the number of enemies that will spawn near Darius. That can hopefully improve what's going on. So I'm going to take the central fort. The central fort's a huge pain because there's 4 health bar enemies, which means it's like impossible to get the fort captain. Because the lock-on button doesn't always work as you'd like it to. So now that I've taken that fort, I'm going to go pair Camilla, like I did in the Leo and Niles mission. And then I'm going to go wait in, like, the south corner of the map here. Because a Myrmidon is going to spawn. And I'm going to kill that Myrmidon because that Myrmidon has a bunch of submission text, but if you kill it early, there's less text.
It's one of the very rare instances where we actually do a submission.
Okay, Myrmidon's dead. So now I'm going to go hang out over here. Hi, Xander. I'm going to go chill over here, out of the way of Darius' spawn. And typically a bunch of enemies will spawn over here, though sometimes they don't. Here, there they go. So now I'm just going to hang out here and let these enemies exist.
Let's press forward and attack.
Meanwhile, I'm killing literally everything. In terms of Darius RNG, he hasn't moved forward, which is bad, but at the same time, he hasn't moved the wrong way, which is something he does.
He can just decide to run backwards.
Okay, well, no enemies are failing to spawn around Darius because of you, so this is going pretty well. He's actually going straight into the fort, it seems.
Yeah, I don't notice that I'm not killing anything.
This was pretty good Darius RNG. This is one of the better Darius RNGs we've seen.
Oh, I pressed the wrong button.
It's okay, still have time.
Yeah,
All
so
right.
then I'm going to take Camilla. For this next section of the mission, you only have to take either the north or the south fort, and then you have to take the central fort. So I'm going to take the south fort just by virtue of I'm over there. That was the wrong lock-on.
And
So this
I'm
is where
babysitting
pair-up
Darius.
combat is going to start becoming, like, really a thing. So I'm just going to keep switching back and forth here. And it just is, it's really smooth and really good.
Phase 2 Darius
And
RNG.
then besides, after taking the central fort, I'm going to kill this mage who doesn't have a name yet. But they will later. This mage is just spawning more enemies. And then I get to do the best part of this entire mission. This is what we refer to as Lynn Owns.
You refer to everything as Linones.
But this is like the Lynn Owns. I just get to come straight down this path and kill literally everything, because Lynn owns.
Phase 2 Darius RNG doesn't seem to be behaving quite as well as Phase 1 did. Alright, he's moving. Overall, that was honestly pretty damn good Darius RNG.
Yeah, Darius' AI is the worst.
Alright, he's gonna be in the base soon, so no more
Yeah, so
killing
that's the
enemies.
end of the mission, basically.
I've got the latest.
The mission kind of has a sudden end when, guess what? Darius is getting kidnapped! We have to go save him!
Oh,
No!
So yeah, Darius gets kidnapped and a, quote, throng of monsters appears. And there's Hinoka, just chilling. So, we're not strong enough to defeat these monsters, is what the plot says. Which is total BS, because this is New Game Plus and we're both level 99 with true weapons.
We're also strong enough to beat those monsters
Yeah.
in New Game, because this game is a Muso game and is therefore not very hard casually in the story mode.
Yeah, so we're gonna go to the World Tree because there's some shiny swords there. So this mission, remember to press up, and I press down?
I press up, you press down.
Yeah. This mission, we get introduced to one of the characters in this game, for sure. Garnef, who has some pretty amazing voice acting, and I'm just gonna let that happen. We're just gonna take a couple forts, fight Garnef, and then I'll talk about what's happening next.
We know that the RNG in this mission is completely manipulatable, but unfortunately, we're still working on, we're still working on that a bit, so we still don't know exactly what to do to know. Because in the second phase of this mission, Garnef...
We get consistent results, basically. The dialogue queue has a direct correlation with... Garnef is going to clone himself, basically. There's going to be 3 Garnefs. We can consistently say, if this dialogue happens, it's this Garnef.
Or at least we thought, but when we were doing practice earlier...
And then
that didn't
sometimes
happen.
it doesn't work, yeah.
But we know that we definitely can tell because we were able to do it for a while. We might be missing some factors as to what matters.
This is a very new game. I mean, it came out like a week before Odyssey.
And the community has like 5 people in it.
So we haven't like really broken it yet.
But this mission, at the very least, shows that RNG is controllable. Which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
We also know from another mission earlier on by drops that you can totally manipulate drops as well. But drops don't really matter to us. They would matter to a new game runner. Where are you going?
We're going for it.
Why are you doing that?
We're going for it.
I hope we're right.
I spot enemy reinforcements. Are these all shadows?
Well, it was the real one.
See, it's not quite perfectly consistent, but based on the dialogue queue, we can by and large tell which of the 3 Garnefs is going to be the real one.
Yeah, when we were practicing, though, it didn't work sometimes.
Which was weird.
But in all of our...
Find and defeat the true Garnet quickly.
We were able to tell that when Navarre gets to speak, we weren't sure how to control that. When Navarre gets to speak, it's right Garnef, and when Navarre doesn't get to speak, it's left Garnef. And it's never upper Garnef.
None pizza with left Garnef. Yeah, what's really nice is that it's never the 3rd Garnef, so we can take our 2 most powerful characters and place them in the spots that we know could be the spawn, which is really great because the flyers are weak. So now that we have really shiny, really fancy swords, we're gonna go back and we are going to... Okay. Full disclosure, the game's plot says we're gonna go save Darius, but as far as me and Hex are concerned, we're gonna go kick Darius's ass for making us escort him. So that's what's happening in the next 3 missions in this game.
Well, the first mission is, we need to save Darius. The second is, I cannot believe Darius has betrayed us. And the third is, die, Darius, die.
Yeah.
Except for no, they're all like, oh, Darius, you were our best friend,
Right,
and we
so
still love you
reminder
anyway.
that you don't take the South Fork here.
Yep. I know, we changed some routing here. I don't do...
Yeah.
I just basically chase after you.
So this is another mission where we're going to pair up. Conveniently, with the way our character slots are set up, there's a flyer and a walker on each side of the map. So I'm going to pair Hinoka, Hex is going to pair Camilla, and then we're going to go fast. So you only have to take one of either the north or south fort in this section. I'm going to take the north fort because I have Lynn. It would be faster than Hex taking the south fort because she does not have Lynn. And as we all know, Lynn owns. Lynn is the best character in the game. Lynn, please.
Now, the fastest way for me to move would be to take my own forts to be able to walk through them. But the reason I don't is because taking a fort adds a line to the dialogue queue. And there's no reason for me to add lines to the dialogue queue, so I can just walk through the... I can go around the long way and walk through the forts that Proto takes.
Yeah, and there's enough dialogue in the dialogue queue that Hex can get all the way over to where I am before it runs out. But not taking an extra fort ends up saving, like, 15, 20 seconds, I think. It's not huge,
I mean,
but it's
15,
definitely
20
pretty
seconds.
significant. I think it was less than that.
We
It cuts out a couple things in the dialogue queue. It's faster, regardless of the details. So now that we've done kind of the first section of the mission here, we're gonna take one more fort, and then a gatekeeper, then a fort, and then we have to wait for a cutscene gate, then one more fort, and then we're gonna fight some monsters at the end.
There's also, we're gonna do something we only do here, which is we're gonna hug the wall to make sure that we don't actually see something.
Yeah, so there's the first of many of an item that this game lovingly refers to as Outrealm portals. That, I guess they, like, spawn monsters or something. Hi, I'm going the right direction. So, the first time in a mission that you see an Outrealm portal, there's, like, a cutscene that says...
Do not get hit by that, please!
I tried to... Oh my god.
No, you got hit twice!
I tried to press X, and apparently I failed to press X. So, after this gate opens, there's going to be a fort, and then after that, we're going to hug the left wall, because then we don't get close enough to the Outrealm portal that cutscene triggers. So it saves quite a bit of time. 5 seconds. So then in the final room of this area, we're going to kind of divide and conquer. There's 3 dragon-type enemies and a monster-type enemy. Lynn has Dragon Slayer, and Liana has Beast Slayer. So I'm going to take the dragon enemies, and Hex is going to take the monster enemy. Once in a while, one of the dragons likes to not spawn, which is really dumb. We've actually lost like 25 seconds to that before.
That was really bad. One time, the 3rd dragon just didn't spawn for almost 30 seconds. And we were just kind of sitting there like, did we miss something in this mission?
So now we're just kind of waiting.
A successful mission. Tell us, where is Darius? Answer me.
We
Where
need to
is
save
Darius?
Darius.
I want to kick his butt.
There's a jail on the north side. He's probably there.
Then he's close. Everyone, move out!
Any day. Hi, Hex.
Hi, my wings are going through your body.
You want to skip? I like those
That's kind of gay.
It is.
Absolutely. So we're going to hug the wall here.
We hug the wall, that we don't see that big glowing circle on the edge. And if we...
Did you see that big glowing circle? Yeah, we didn't see it. Okay, all 3 dragons spawn. So that's the mission.
Yep.
Tiki has a great voice actor also.
And now we finally get to the endgame missions, and something that's a little nice about the endgame missions is that most of them end with cutscenes, which means that as soon as you kill the thing at the end, it's over.
Yeah. So, after this mission, I guess Darius escapes or something, and we chase him all the way back to Aitola's castle, and now we have 2 missions where we're just gonna kick Darius's butt repeatedly. And it's really great. This is like RNG catharsis. Like, what other speedrun allows you to get revenge for bad RNG during the run? It's great.
Also, just as a little side note, this mission is where we're going to get to see the other benefit of pair up, because you can do like an attack with the other character and it will instantly bring up a weakness wheel that you can destroy. Now, weakness wheels
own.
They turn gold in the same way that they wouldn't if you hit with weapon weakness in a Fire Emblem game. So in other words, if the person has a sword, you have an axe. So if I use Hinoka with a weakness with the pair up attack, we can force out the
gold weakness wheel
and kill Darius instantly. Pretty much instantly.
Please, gatekeeper.
My
stop
gatekeeper's
running
not
away.
spawning.
Nice. So basically what we're doing right now is we have to move around both sides of the map. to fight these sages that are guarding this wall of darkness. Hey, look at that original design element that we've never seen before.
Okay, my sage is dead.
So then we just kind of wait here. You should probably just be Liana. Yeah.
Doesn't matter. I did not get the timing for that.
Okay, we can move forward. Let's go, everyone.
Alright. So you go get a hit in on Darius. And then, once the Golden Weakness Wheel is up, Lynn owns.
For the record,
and done.
I didn't do that Golden Weakness Wheel. I don't actually know why that one came up.
Neat! Must have been one of our allies. So, that was Kick Darius' butt round 1. Now we have Kick Darius' butt rounds 2 and 3. Before we can do it this time, though, there's 3... Here's another repeating plot element that we're going to see in these last couple of missions. Dark Crystals, which are just dark energy that powers you up if you're evil, because video games. So we have to take out 3 Dark Crystals. What's kind of annoying is that there's 3, and there's 2 of us. So no matter what way we kind of slice up this mission, one player is going to do less than the other, and unfortunately you kind of have to wait out. So I'm going to do 1 Dark Crystal, and Hex is going to do the other 2. And I'm just going to kind of have to wait out Hex's doing. So I'm going to pair an NPC here. I'm going to pair my boy Xander. Because as we said, being able to force weakness wheels, especially gold ones when possible, is really, really, really fast.
Although, as a note, gold isn't a thing that can happen here.
Yeah, we're not going to get a gold in this mission.
I made a small mistake there.
Oh well. So here's one of the Dark Crystals, and there's a Sage protecting it. But that's too bad for this Sage, because Lynn owns, and the Sage is dead.
Got it. This is a little sloppy on my part. Alright, there we go. Now I can take Camilla, and I have to go all the way around and do the other one of those.
Yeah, all 3 crystals are, like, just as far away from the center. So there's no real way that you can kind of get an advantage.
Yeah. You also have to take a fort and kill a gatekeeper for each one.
Yep. So now, I'm going to head up here to the throne room. Darius is basically invincible until all 3 Dark Crystals despawn, so I'm just going to kind of chill out. What's nice about this mission is that Liana runs up here to Darius' room, so that Hex can just switch to Liana. We don't have to do any menuing to get through here. Once in a while, the AI auto-paths in a convenient way. Darius is in, like, super power mode right now.
Alright, I just moved second Sage fight. So I think and I'm going to pair Robin, who happens to also go fight Darius. So I think I made up for my kind of bad sloppiness with my good Sage fights. So Darius is going to go down to 1 health.
Yeah, also Darius got armor broken.
That's actually pretty good.
Armor break was added in the 1.2, Alright, let's go.
Oh.
So when Darius says a portal is opening... Okay, I'll go this way. 2 more dark, like, Outrealm portals will open in these kind of, like, back closets, and then we have to kill the Outrealm sentries in order to advance the mission. Luckily, this is New Game Plus, and they take a hot 2 seconds to kill.
Especially
So, Darius, because of those Outrealm portals, according to the plot, is going to heal. But we kill the Outrealm portals long before he heals.
He still heals.
He's just going to heal no matter what, which is kind of unfortunate. We were really excited at the process of being able to skip his heal, but it is not possible, unfortunately.
One time it did skip, but we didn't actually save any time because it only visually skipped. We still did not get all the way back down.
There has to be something we can do to free Darius from this.
So we're gonna... Darius actually will cling on to this... Darius cannot heal twice, but he will cling on to this last bit of health until the other Outrealm.
There we go. So once those Outrealm portals close, Darius will die. And now Darius is gone. High five.
Yay, he is actually dead, finally.
So remember, kids, if you ever get forced onto an escort mission, just murder them. It's way faster. So now we have mission 19 here called Reclaiming Home. When we were routing this game, because we're the, as I said, we're the only runners for New Game Plus Co-op, so we did this entire route ourselves, basically. We were like, oh, this mission's gonna be super easy, there's nothing challenging here, it's just a lot of small stuff. It ended up being one of the most complicated missions to route in the entire game, because there's just a ton of stuff all over the place. I'm gonna take Hinoka for this entire mission, and I'm gonna pair Xander again.
I'm going
He
to
spawns
play
there,
as
Hinoka.
literally everybody else.
Yeah.
Outgrown fiends are all over
So I'm gonna turn around.
Portals have
Xander, hello, Xander, please come yonder. So with an NPC paired, obviously you can't switch to them because they're not playable characters, but you still get the ZR plus Y breaker attack that allows you to pull up a weakness wheel by force. One convenient thing with this mission is that the forts I take, I'm able to get golden weakness wheels because these fort captains have axes, which makes this combat a lot faster, which is nice because Hinoka's really slow in general. So after taking those two forts and activating that Dragon Vein, Dragon Veins are things in this game, they like open paths, and in this mission they rebuild buildings because, yeah.
I had a fort captain not spawning for a long time, so I'm very behind where I should be.
Oh. After I take that fort, I'm gonna, wherever the heck this Outrealm Sentry went. Cutscenes are annoying because enemies just like move around during them, and it's really frustrating. So I'm gonna take out that Outrealm Sentry to despawn that portal. Then I'm going to go back this way and go towards the Dragon Vein in the southwest of the map.
And I'm going to desperately try to catch up to what I was supposed to do, which was take that fort on the right, take that fort on the left, take that fort on the left side first, then I take this fort on the right, I activate the Dragon Vein in here, and then that lets me go to the south.
a successful mission. No! The tower is falling! Give in now.
So we need to get all these Dragon Veins to bring that tower back up, because that's apparently something Dragon Veins can do.
I mean, that is accurate to the games, they can do anything. They're just power spots to be harnessed. The thing that doesn't make sense to the game is the fact that literally anyone can use them when they're only supposed to be accessible by Nori and Onoshi and royalty.
Neat. So I'm going to go wait here at this tower.
There's two things. We need to get every tower and we need to take every outbound portal. Unfortunately, there we go. So you should probably switch to an NPC up there while you're waiting for that to come down. Or one of our characters, rather. I am behind.
He's much stronger than the rest.
Okay, I'm heading towards the north.
If we don't close them soon, the town will be over.
Yeah, so because minor mistakes in this mission kind of add up, we end up kind of rerouting this mission on the fly due to minor mistakes and due to, you know, kind of AI pathing. Sometimes AI will take forts, sometimes they won't, sometimes they'll accomplish literally nothing at all. So we really have to kind of play this mission by ear and coordinate, which is one of the interesting things about co-op, that you just get to kind of coordinate. Alright, so this path is open now. So I'm gonna take this final fort captain, who's a big old dragon friend. Who's not a friend. Just I'm being sarcastic, not a friend.
So I'm going to take Liana and take this last portal, because... And the sentry ran all the way over here, which is frankly weird. Okay, we'll
there
do
we
that
go.
together.
So that's reclaiming home. That mission can go kind of poorly due to even small mistakes, because this mission's just... There's a lot of stuff.
That was kind of an average taking home, I think. It wasn't the worst one we've ever seen, but it was far from the best.
So, next mission, Clash at the World Tree. The Chaos Dragon Velazark, who's the cause of all of this plot, apparently, is hiding, I guess, past this, or, like, at the World Tree, so we have to, like, fight our way in to get to Chaos Dragon Velazark. So there's one more mission before, like, the end game mission of the boss, Chaos Dragon Velazark. So, for this mission, we're both gonna pair flyers. Or rather, we're gonna switch to our flyers and then pair our walking characters, just because...
Slightly faster.
Slightly faster. And then we're gonna kind of multitask on each side of the map. We have to take some forts and defeat some mages casting a wall of darkness. And we have to defeat some shadows, which are basically clones of your party characters.
Which are the true self.
Yeah. You're a nerd.
I am a nerd.
So we're gonna do kind of the left and right sides of the map individually, and then we're gonna kind of come together at the end. Make sure to press down.
I was literally thinking about that.
And then we're gonna come together at the end to fight the final shadow, who will be Liana's shadow. Because the final shadow is whichever of the playable twins You choose, because every Dynasty Warriors crossover game has basically a self-insert OC. In this game, Liana and Rowan are just made-up characters.
Now, the good thing is that they actually fit in as Fire Emblem characters. We don't have the Hyrule Warriors original character who looked like she was rejected from a Hatsune Miku game.
Yeah. So I'm just kind of waiting. That Dragon Vein Hex activated is going to get rid of this path as soon as the dialogue queue empties out.
Yep, and I've done everything I needed to do because I don't actually get stuck behind that Dragon Vein.
There it goes. Takes a little while sometimes. Dialogue queue's weird.
Let's pass while we can.
So now some shadows are going to spawn.
The branches disappear. Now we can get through.
Yeah, so now we're just going to wait here.
Let's press on. We don't have time to drag our feet here.
So I'm going to fight a Shadow of Lyn. One interesting thing about the Shadows is that they actually carry over your pair-up status. So they can do the ZR plus Y attack also.
Mission started. A successful mission.
Any second now.
The path is clear. Everyone, move forward.
Now,
Hi, buddy.
smoothness to this fight matters a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, these fights going really smoothly can actually save quite a bit of time because dialogue queue stacking. We've only done it really good one time, but it saved like 15-20 seconds, so...
Be around here somewhere.
Let's hunt them down, take them out, and get rid of that wall.
Okay, Marth. Actual Marth. Real Marth.
Mission started. We should have
So
been
now,
more cautious.
so now they'll spawn.
Win, please.
Gonna...
My fight is not going that well.
Mine went okay.
I necked them all the way back into, like, the wrong area. Yeah, this fight was pretty bad. What you want is to get one of those golden weakness wheels right away. That didn't happen, so that fight went pretty slow.
There's also one in the middle. Whoever finishes first kind of runs over here.
Yeah, so in addition to fighting Shadow, you have to take out a mage.
The mages die really easily, though.
Yeah. And so then we're gonna join up, do the
Okay,
Shadow
my second
up on
shadow
the path.
fight was really smooth, so that might have been
Nice.
good enough.
We'll see.
This
We don't
one is very particular.
quite get this mission when it comes to dialogue stacking.
Oh god, okay. Alright, so now we just wait for this wall of darkness thing to lower. And now, actually getting the exploit here doesn't matter at all, because after this opens, we need to wait for the spawn, which only takes a couple seconds, but... Alright, did we
We're gonna
get
go
this
for the
good?
exploit anyways because it's swag.
Well, then I'm gonna do it. Well, I mean, it's better to do it with a flyer, and we do have time to switch back without losing any time. I think that was the good way, actually.
I don't remember. We'd have to check against our splits, which we don't have, so...
Yeah.
Any day now.
It should be right now.
Not
You
quite.
didn't get it. Did I get it?
That should be the last of the mages.
No, I didn't get it either. Oh well!
Now we're just gonna wait.
So, Liana's shadow will spawn, because I'm the main character.
Despite the fact that Lyn owns.
Lyn's not even in the story mode, she's a secret unlockable character. Alright.
So now we just have the last mission of the run. Which is Chaos Dragon Ball's Arc. We actually found a 25-second time save in this mission right
We
before the run.
might get world record here.
Maybe.
Maybe.
I mean, we might get a PB and it's technically world record. There's only us on the leaderboard, but
Hey,
call
that's
it
still
what
a
you
world record.
still a world record.
Still a world record.
So for this mission, the map is divided into 4 quadrants, and the quadrants are cut off from each other by some forts and gatekeepers. So in order to get to Chaos Dragon Ball's Arc, you have to activate a Dragon Vein that clears a path. Additionally, we have to destroy 4 Dark Crystals being guarded by big dragon friends that are not friends. So what's going to end up happening here is I'm going to stick with Lyn the whole mission. I'm going to do Lyn's Dark Crystal and the Dragon Vein there. Then I have a little bit of downtime. I'm going to go grab some energy pickups that I'll explain in a bit. Meanwhile, Hex is going to handle the other 3 Dark Crystals, not a Dragon Vein though. We were testing this earlier. As much as it's nice to have both characters in the final fight, the cutscene backlog of the Dragon Veins wastes a lot of time.
I've got the latest.
So, I guess while we're handling this, let me talk a little bit about the Awakening State, which is something I'm going to use. This blue potion, and if you look next to Lynn's name, there's now an R.
Let's get after it. We'll all need to work together to take it out.
Oh, please, Lynn. That R button triggers what's called the Awakening State, in which all of your attacks do, like, double damage. At the end of when the gauge runs out, you get a super cool finishing move. And anytime you bring up a weakness wheel in Awakening State, it's automatically gold, which is the biggest deal of the whole thing. That's what matters the most about the Awakening State. This is the only time we use it in the run, because Lynn is so overpowered that it literally doesn't matter. Just tell me when to activate the Dragon Vein.
Okay.
So I'm gonna wait until after the last Fafnir has been defeated, because it's a little bit faster from a dialogue queue stacking perspective.
It's literally 5 seconds. But hey, it's free 5 seconds.
Yeah.
The bigger part is that I do all of this, and that Proto's the only one that goes in, which is our
Tell me
big
when.
change. It's going to be when the last one disappears. So we're waiting for those little purple circles on the map, the small ones, not the big ones. We don't care about the big ones.
Yeah.
I have to do nothing now for the rest of the mission.
So I'm gonna fight Chaos Dragon.
So that's the first one.
And I'm gonna use that Awakening State, because a thing with Chaos Dragon Belzark is that it has like a split health bar into 5 chunks. 4 of them are really small, 1 of them is really big. Every time you finish a chunk, and a weakness wheel automatically spawns. Combine that with the Awakening State to force all weakness wheels to be gold, and Chaos Dragon Belzark dies extremely quickly.
Assuming that all these things are gone, if one of them's up, Belzark will heal default constantly.
Yeah,
and
so that's
no
why
good.
I'm waiting right now.
And do it
Any second now.
now. So
Now we go this way. And so that's a more efficient dialogue queue stack. So hi, Chaos Dragon Belzark. There's a cutscene, because this boss fight's really dramatic. Oh, get down.
Jumpy boy.
Get down here, you asshole.
that's bad RNG, is Jumpy Boy.
Okay, but we're done now. It doesn't matter. Once you start attacking, Belzark's basically done. Because once you clear a weakness wheel, Belzark falls over, and it's just over after that, because you just keep cycling weakness wheels.
Clearing a weakness wheel skips to the next cutscene thing. So time's coming up very soon. It's going to come up when the closing cutscene plays. So not here, but in very short.
When you see Chaos Dragon Belzark being dead.
There.
Time.
16:01.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, no, we.
Okay, so we just PV'd by 1 minute and 3 seconds on our end. World Recce!
Woo!
So that's Fire Emblem Warriors for the Nintendo Switch. Where did all that time save come from?
We made a lot. We did the good version of most stages.
Neat.
I think there was only one stage that we did the bad version of. And we got good Darius RNG on top of it.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Without your strength, we never could have pulled this off.
Oh, I'm happy about that.
That was really good. So now you have, like, the emotional ending where all of the characters from different timelines are like, we must part, but you'll always be in my heart. And dumb, sappy stuff like that. Shoutouts to Samurai Man. Shoutouts to Allie. Big shoutouts to Allie for putting together and running this entire amazing event. We've been doing this event since the summer of 2016. This is the 3rd one. And this has really become something amazing. I just kind of want to say, because, like, it was me and Allie from the beginning, and now it's grown a lot. We have more staff, we do more stuff. This is the first Winter Pride, which is really cool, and it's going super well. So thank you all for being here. This event really means a lot to me, and the Sylvia Rivera Law Project means a lot to me, so this is really good. So coming up next, I believe, is the start of our Mega Man block, which I'm excited for. We're going to be seeing some Nezumi Man, then after that, you're stuck with me again for Mega Man 8. So I'm going to run to the other side of this bedroom and start setting up for my run.
Future of all our worlds. Let's